Hello guys, and today we are going to be talking about the best and the worst renter-friendly upgrades because I feel like I have a little bit of experience with this. If you saw my last video of unmaking over my apartment, then you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, go check it out. But today we're gonna talk about which ones I would actually do again and recommend moving forward, and which ones I literally would never recommend to anybody. We're gonna start off with the first one, which is my favorite, and that is Starch wallpaper. The best thing about Starch wallpaper and why it's my favorite is because you can actually use a bed sheet and apply it to a wall. You literally just buy this starch mixture that you make on the stove yourself. It's very affordable. And then you put it on the wall, and then you put the wallpaper to it, or you put a bed sheet to it. It can't get any easier than that. And if you've ever used peel and stick, you know how difficult it is to actually apply it easily because you can't move it around once it's on the wall. And this method you can, and it also comes off with zero residue. And if you're using a bed sheet, you can remove it and put it in the wash and then use it as a bed sheet again, which also means if you're a little bit indecisive about a pattern going on your wall for a long period of time, you can change it out consistently. Another really great way to get a backdrop without actually damaging your walls is by using a tension rod. Oh my gosh. So randomly was just thinking about this and realized I could use a tension rod to create a backdrop with some sheer curtains that are lightweight. And you can technically do this in any part of your home. Think about a living room, for instance. You could get, a 10-foot tension rod or maybe 15-foot. I think they have one of those at IKEA. And then if you use a curtain that's lightweight enough, you can actually create a beautiful backdrop using different colors and textures. It's a win-win for everyone. And then of course, if you're trying to apply curtains to the front of a window, you can do that using this method too without putting any holes in your wall. Since we are on the topic of curtains, if you currently have blinds and you're trying to cover them, but again, you can't put holes in your wall, you can go the tension rod route depending on if you can actually get a rod that fits the size of your wall. Or you can get these hooks that actually attach to your blinds, and then you can put a rod above it and then attach curtains from there. The only downside to this is the fact that your curtains are going to start right at the top of your window, which doesn't look great. It does shrink the space quite a bit, but in terms of having blinds or curtains, I would still go the curtain route 1000% because it's gonna make it look better, even if it's not at the correct height. This is an option for those of you who can't put nails in your wall to actually hang a curtain rod properly. Okay, another amazing renter-friendly upgrade is going to be static cling decals. I'm sure you've seen these before, but these are the decals that you can put on windows, mirrors, and you can even put them on gloss tiles as long as the tiles are large enough with very little grout in between. And you can also put these on a fridge and dishwasher. Now, the best thing about these is the fact that static cling there's no adhesive at all. There's nothing involved to put it on except static itself. Absolutely renter-friendly, takes seconds to remove and seconds to put on. You really cannot beat it. Definitely get creative with decals like this because a lot of people tend to use them just for windows for privacy purposes, but you again can put them on a fridge, you can put them on a shower glass door, you can put them on the outside of a mirror to create like a border. You can buy ones like that. So there are a lot of different decals you can choose from to really enhance your space in an affordable way without damaging it. Next is going to be wall moldings. So you might be thinking, okay, wall moldings you typically apply with a nail gun. But no, I've actually done picture frame wall moldings before where I applied them with painter's tape. And it worked totally fine. In fact, I've done it in two different spaces, one for a chair rail and one for picture frame molding, and they both held up fantastically. And I would 1000% recommend because it transforms the space in such a nice way and it doesn't damage the walls. It's very rare that you can actually put things on a wall and it looks that good besides painting. So if you can't paint, this is a really, really good option for you. I tried to find some examples from my past makeovers and I'll link that here as well if you want to check out how I did that. On top of wall molding though, you can also get decorative wall molding. These are really good to apply over doors, on the corners of picture frames, on cabinets. And again, this is something that you can apply with just painter's tape alone, and it just upgrades everything, and it's super easy to remove, and it's reusable. So if you hate it in one area, just remove it and put it somewhere else. Okay, the next one is going to be a peel and stick backsplash. Depending on the surface that you're laying a peel and stick on, because there is an adhesive, for the most part, you probably will get some residue left behind from the adhesive. But if you're worried about this, you can also put painter's tape as the base of your peel and stick and apply it on top. So then when you're ready to remove it, you just peel off the painter's tape. 1000% renter-friendly way to remove it quickly without actually leaving behind sticky residue. And this is a surefire way to just remove it without stress. And speaking of the painter's tape hack, you can also do this on floors as well with a peel and stick tile. But it's not just painter's tape alone. You can also use drawing paper, packaging paper, poster board, a shower liner, or any large piece of plastic, and you would lay the peel and stick floor tile on that. And then when you are ready to move, you just peel up the whole bag. There's no scrubbing the floor to remove the residue adhesive. I would highly recommend this option instead of just laying it straight on the floor, because that's a lot of unnecessary work when you could just do it this way. Okay, the next one is going to be simple, but it is changing out hardware on outlet covers, handles on furniture, or in your kitchen. This is a very affordable way to upgrade a space because let's face it, most of the time when you move into an apartment, they just have like that basic hardware that's so ugly. There are so many pieces of hardware that you can get that are really, really nice, and it really does make your space more unique by just replacing those very small, simple things in your home. Ooh, another one that you can do is by swapping out light fixtures. Now this is going to depend, of course, because if you have the classic boob light in your home and it's been painted to the ceiling many times, if you remove it, it's actually gonna rip off the paint from your ceiling, because this happened to me. If you can find a light fixture to like fully cover that, then sure, go for it. But yeah, that's why I said it's gonna depend on the lighting situation you currently have in your space, if you can actually swap it out safely without actually damaging your ceiling. If you can do that, I would highly recommend, because you can easily go to like an estate sale and get a very affordable, unique light fixture that's either vintage, modern, whatever you're going for, and swap it out with what you currently have, which is probably from IKEA. Let's be real. Another really easy thing that you can do is swap out your lighting in your space, because let's face it, most places come with like the ugly fluorescent light bulbs that look very clinical and oh my gosh, reminds me of a hospital or a warehouse. No one wants that. The best option is to go with something that is warm toned, and then you can also invest in some hue light bulbs. Look, they might be kind of expensive. I know there's some on the cheaper side on Amazon around like 10 bucks. And these transform your space because you can change it to literally any color at any time of the day. It's amazing. It's a great option. I would recommend those too. The next one is going to be grid windows, a grid window design with electrical tape. I did this in my unmaking over my apartment video, and it was like an absolute fail for me, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I actually did not use electrical tape, so this was user error. But other than that, it is renter friendly, so I would recommend this. Now that I've talked about all of my favorite and the best renter friendly upgrades, let's talk about the worst, because there's a couple things that I didn't put on this list. So the first one is going to be peel and stick wallpaper. This is I don't even understand why people use this, because it damages your wall. It's nearly impossible to put on. It's expensive. I do know that there are some brands that are better than others, where you remove them, they come off in one piece and there's no adhesive left, or if there is, it's very little. If you are considering using something like this, maybe look into it thoroughly before deciding, because some peel and stick wallpapers are very thin and some are thicker. And if it's very thin, it comes off in little tiny pieces and it takes forever to remove. And then the adhesive's everywhere. And I have removed that adhesive from multiple different surfaces, and there was still leftover residue on all of them after trying to remove it for an hour. I don't know. This personally is not something I would even mess with, considering you can go with the Starch wallpaper route, which is entirely renter friendly. I don't know why you would even mess with the peel and stick when you have the Starch option, in my opinion. And the next worst one, which is still in the same realm of peel and stick, it's going to be contact paper. I would say, because of the difficulty to remove this, and again, it does break off in little pieces when you remove it for the most part. But then again, I've seen other people remove it entirely in full, but you still have that leftover residue at the end of it. And it's just a hassle to remove that when you're in the middle of trying to move to a new home. I don't know. I feel like it's easier to do things that you know aren't going to stress you out towards the end of trying to get your deposit back. That's just me. The plus side is the fact that if it's on something, again, that's not super porous, when you remove it, it's not going to lift up your granite countertop. If you use contact paper on some other sort of surface, it can remove it. So that is the plus side to using it in a bathroom or a kitchen. I think that contact paper can definitely transform things and make them look better. So if you're using it on something small, like maybe you have a table, a small dresser that you want to upgrade, something that's not actually permanently in the apartment that you know you will have to remove, I say go for it. But if it's something like your countertop in your kitchen or your bathroom, oh my gosh, I don't know. You'll have to decide for yourself, but I just say it's not renter friendly. Okay guys, so that is everything on my best and my worst renter-friendly upgrades. And if you're curious to see the videos that I have doing a lot of these upgrades, I will link them below in the description box. Let me know if you have any other renter-friendly upgrades that I should have included in this video. And what are your least favorite ones? Please, I need to know this. Do you have any horror stories doing some of these and it just absolutely failed? Anyways, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.